Um, so next is from J12, and the sub is Dirt Sheet Guys on Creative Team at AEW. Greetings and salutations, K100. I was scrolling on Twitter and saw this tweet that from Fightful's Will Washington will now be working creative with Tony Khan, reported by Fightful Select. Out of all the people that Tony has working for him, why a dirt sheet mark? Thanks, and that's J12 from Parts Unknown. Um, some guy tweets, Fightful Select says Will Washington will be helping Tony Khan with long-term creative, pretty cool. Among the duties Washington will be helping with are overseeing continuity and aiding in long-term creative, working directly with Tony Khan. Washington's deal was official on Thursday, April 27, just ahead of his last DAD broadcast. Washington is one of the first wrestling podcasters in the space and has done over 1,000 broadcasts over 18 consecutive years of podcasting. I'd never heard of this guy until like recently, you know. But I will say this: I always give everybody a chance. Like I know people are gonna be this is such a dirt sheet guy, and like he is just a dirt sheet guy. But Tony needs guys Tony needs guys with experience in the business doing this twice, not people that have never done it before, or maybe he has done it before. I don't know. I don't really know a
Yeah,
lot
I don't
about
know
this guy.
Will's history.
But like I said, Tony needs like a Dutch. He needs to be working hand in hand with a Jeff. Well, I. Like I said, those guys are like I said, I learned like I'm in the business, and I still learned so much stuff from those guys. Tony Khan just bought into the business, has never been trained or nothing. Like he needs people with experience to be helping him. I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I said last week that when this guy was hired, he needed help. I don't know who he is, what his I really don't know. It also helps if you've been in the business a lot, because
right.
even somebody like Paul Lee, he was like the ringside photographer, and he was a manager first. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like he was in the business.
right.
You know, so and you've got guys there that have been in the business that could be helping you, but I just think any help right now is welcome.
Next is from Jet.
This will get me mega heat on the YouTube channel just real quick, Di, because I just wanted to congratulate Will and say that the podcasters and stuff that are coming out negative against us are probably just jealous. The way they should really look at it is if they're looking for a job in wrestling, this proves that you can go from being a podcaster, reporter type into a wrestling gig. So you guys should look at it that way, and not be so to be haters.
Well, that's not necessarily a positive thing, though.
It is for guys like me.
Well, yeah, it is for guys like you, but it's definitely like you just get people that have never done, have never. We're literally just taking people that you say good things about the company and give them a job.
Yeah.
Is what they're doing. It's like, I
I'm
don't know.
imagining
You
they had a personal relationship, and maybe Tony liked some of his thoughts.
well, Tony's consulted with Dave, so it's like.
Yeah.
Next is from Jessica Irwin. The subject is character development. Greetings, K100. Love the show. Listen to it on YouTube daily. Robert from South Georgia Robert from South Georgia, have noticed, as you guys and many others have said, character development is lacking in for the most part in both AEW and WWE, though WWE does do much better. Look at Sami Zayn and how over he is, because as fans we feel like we know this guy. He's a distinct character and personality. Then a muscular freak like Bobby Lashley, who's not near as over but hot, but fits the visual of a wrestler so much more. My question is, my question would be, is this why celebs like Pat McAfee and Logan Paul are able to get over so easy, because they're already established characters who people already relate to? I know as a fan I care more about seeing their matches as opposed to many of the top talents. And one simple request: could Coney cut his old promo rowdy bad about it just for some nostalgia, please? And thank you. Have a nice day. Pat McAfee and Logan Paul are entertaining outside of wrestling, which is why when they got into wrestling they didn't lose. They were already entertaining. So it's not character development. They're just very entertaining people, which is why they're entertaining on the show. So I don't know. What do you think, Conan?
Yeah, but I think what added to it was that just that they were celebrities, but they went in the ring and they were able to back it up, and
Right.
that was and then they're already naturally charismatic, and
Right. Next is from Sean Burgess, and the subject is maximizing Dom's heat. Hi, gents. Hope you're all good. Seeing Dom's nuclear heat right now, it's time to put a title on him and make him the biggest heel champion possible. Is it time? What would you guys do to achieve this? Perhaps you could have him cheat to win Money in the Bank and then cash in on the champion Cody immediately after Cody finishes a journey, whatever the tagline is. From then, you have him as champion, but he's highly protected by Priest and Finn to keep the belt. You could then make a babyface champion of Damian Priest when he turns on Dom, similar to the Batista turn on Triple H way back when. Hate to send booking ideas, but I feel like the WWE have a big chance to change the atmosphere at shows to have the crowd involved throughout. Looking for your thoughts. Take care. That's a Sean in the UK. Sean, I'm not saying this is a bad idea, okay? But Dom is still he's still green, all right? What you do with a guy like this is you give him one of the secondary belts, okay? Because he's got like honky tonk man type heat right now, where it's like the guy's just getting booed out of the building every time he shows up. So you don't give him the world title. But you do have maybe steal the U.S. title or the Intercontinental Championship from somebody. You could absolutely, and you could book him the exact same way that you described, where he's protected by the what you call it guys. I mean, I could see that, but the world title, no, he's not. He's not there yet. Conan, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. Next is from Kevin Gander, and the subject is wrongful termination. I can see Dom with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, me too.
You said, I think he'd be good with it too. Yep. Yes, right. Next is from Kevin Gander. Subject is wrongful termination. Hey guys, recently listened to your take on the allegations that Bucks and Kenny refused to work with Punk. I have no idea how contracts in wrestling work, but in a corporate environment, if TK fired them for refusing to work with Punk after physical altercation, that could definitely lead to a lawsuit against AEW for wrongful termination due to forcing someone to work in a hostile environment. In a court of law, it seems it would be easy to prove that the elite would not want to put their safety in the hands of someone they've had a previous altercation with. Being fired for refusing to do so would seem like a slam dunk for any reputable lawyer. In a corporate environment, if either party is terminated after an altercation, it's common to move one or both parties to different departments or locations to prevent any further complaint or incident. Thoughts? It's a good point. And maybe one of these guys or both have claimed they feel this is a hostile work environment, and that's why they're doing the two shows. But I would sit there and say I still think that these guys could sit down, get together, and bro, this is not going to happen again. Nobody's going to, bro, the professional wrestling business, nobody goes into business for themselves in the ring anymore and goes to hurt people. It doesn't happen. If somebody did that at a show, when he came back to the curtain, there might be a guy that might punch him in the face. Because like wrestlers do not do that to each other anymore. You know what I mean? Conan, you agree with that?
Yep.
I think whatever. Like if they think that they can't trust us, like dude, I would trust. There's no way anybody's going to ruin their reputation by going into business for themselves in the ring with somebody in the year 2023. It's just not going to happen. I'd say the chances of that are 0.00.
Right, and the thing, but your point is, these guys got into a fight, and that wasn't scripted. Let's take advantage of it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's like,
and here's the thing: this guy makes a good point that in a court of law, Tony would lose if he forced him to work. So maybe that's one of the reasons he has to have them apart. But they should be big enough to do what's best for business and not for themselves, and do this for the fans, for the people that pay their paychecks and put them where they're at. They deserve that.
Dude,
and
what if?
And in Mexico, just so you know, and in Mexico, this wouldn't even get to court. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, here's the other thing too. Kenny Omega just signed his most recent deal. And I would sit there and say, I think he made an error here. Bro, you could have done this. Like, you guys could have done business. As soon as this is over, take a couple weeks, let's do business. The thing draws. Now you renegotiate your contract, and you can start asking for more money. So it's like, man, bro, this angle would draw. Would you agree with that? I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree this angle draw. So then you could ask for more money. Next is this is interesting. Next is from Nathan. Subject is Billy versus Joe. Hi K100 crew. The current Twitter spat between Bill Body and Joe Feeney is quite the read. To be fair to Joe, I believe somehow his wit and responses have him well in front of Billy if someone was keeping score.
Yeah.
The real question, well, Billy's on Twitter is just a mess. So the real question is, in a shoot fight, who wins? The pride of K100, the Philly entrepreneur, or Billy? Cue the soundboard. Surely Joe wins with a poke to the eyes, kick to the guts, back rake, and atomic drop finisher combo. Cheers, hoops. I will say this, and I think everybody's going to be very surprised at this, okay? Joe Feeney was bigger than I thought he was when I met him in person, okay? Billy Body was way bigger than I thought he was when I met him in person. Okay, like he's definitely way, like, You see him on this again. Conan, Billy's a decent sized guy.
He's a 6'1", 6'2" dude.
Yeah, he's a decent sized
but
guy. He's actually pretty fit.
Height doesn't determine if you're tough or not.
No, not tough, but I'm just saying. But I was taking when I met Billy. I was like, he was definitely much bigger than I thought he was from seeing him here on radio. Just seeing him here. So, yeah, but and he was actually he had a good physique too. He had muscles and everything. So I would pick Bill. Honestly, Joe, I'd pick Billy in the fight.
I know.
I think he's a little bit bigger than you. So yeah.
And I was going to say, well, I was going to say, hey, I'm a little unstable. I could be unpredictable, and then I thought, no, Billy's a little more unstable than me. Could
you, Joe, Conan, how many would this fight literally draw dozens? Next is from Kohutek.
Maybe less.
Yeah, right. Kohutek, Michael T. Kohutek. Subject is once again we have the same question here. Was this? Wait, he sent this May 2nd. We already read. I think Joe. I think we sent this.
Okay,
last
I'm
week.
sorry. I thought
we did read this last week. Yeah. Okay.
All
right. Oh yeah, because we sent this was a late edition last week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next is from David Bentz. The subject is Money in the Bank at WCW. Dear K100 crew, the concept of Money in the Bank was to take a chance on multiple upper mid carders and eventually make one a world champion. If WCW had a Money in the Bank ladder match and would say a good top to 6 to 8 WCW guys would be in the match. Conan, just curious, since WWE bought back the LWO, is there any interest in doing appearance and promo if given the call? Disco, if the price was right, would you do a Royal Rumble match? And if allowed to have a nostalgia spot with anybody from WCW also in the match, who would you want it to be? Take care and stay healthy, guys. I'd absolutely. Why wouldn't I do that? First of all, like everybody that I've heard that they bring in to do the Royal Rumble match gets paid like $10,000. Okay, so which is well above my price that I asked for to work, which I don't really work anymore because I probably asked for too much money. But I would absolutely go do that for bro. It'd be so easy. I'd come out, I'd do my dance, I'd go in the ring, I'd do my dance. Everybody would look at me, they'd pummel me and throw me out.
Yeah,
and I would make $10,000. It's like well, why would I? Come on, it's like Conan, like you got paid a pretty good penny for cutting a promo at the what you call, right?
Right, and I didn't even think they paid you.
Right, so because they definitely overpay for celebrities and bring them in. So yeah.
And bro, here was another thing. They paid for my tuxedo.
Right. Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd say yes.
I wouldn't do it. That's the spot I would do. I mean, you know what I would do though? I'd come out, I'd grab the mic, and I'd tell everybody, better get ready for a good old fashioned Brooklyn, New York tushy kicking when I got in the ring.
Nice.
All right. Would you pop if I said that, Conan?
Yes.
Of course, Conan, you would, and I'm assuming, obviously, but you'd be interested in doing an appearance in a promo if they called you?
Yeah, with LWO?
Yep.
Yeah, they're all my friends. Every single person in the LWO except Selena worked for me in Mexico or worked with me. Yeah.
Next is from Geris Tadros. Subject is question for the crew. Hello, K100 crew. Apologize this topic has been discussed previously, but want to know your thoughts on Lenny Poffo's decision to go against his brother Randy Savage's wishes regarding the introduction to the WWE Hall of Fame. The Macho Man had expressed his desire for the entire family, including the father Angelo, to be inducted together. However, after Randy's passing, Lanny agreed to the induction despite his brother's wishes. It's interesting to note that they seem to have contrasting personalities. Oh, God, you think? Hope Conan is feeling better. I really enjoy your show and encourage fellow wrestling fans to support the K100 crew. Wishing you all the best and God bless. First of all, Randy Savage and Lanny Poffo are complete opposites as brothers. Like, you would never... Unless somebody told you, you would never think that these two were related to each other. Would you agree with that, Conan?
Yes.
Yeah, they were like Macho was like kind of like really uptight. He's kind of, he's kind of like a spark plug, and and then Randy was like greetings and he always like he was like a Keith Lee.
Yeah,
greetings and salutations. Yeah, he's like one of those type of guys. And Randy was like this, like he was like, hey, greetings. So yeah, they're completely opposite.
And here's another thing I just thought about. They were both very eccentric and weird in their own way.
Right, exactly. Like Lanny Poffo would put on his tights, like and his tights were like the old Finn Balor tights, where they're probably a size too short. So whereas his like prominent, like, and he'd walk around with during the day, You know, he's just some kind of weird guy.